to the Sensei podcast. I am here with Rym Benchaar, who is a business coach who serves women very well. She has really gone through the niche of business coach, helping women to set up their online business. And what, in the last 18 months, is it $250,000 you've done?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. And I'm really excited about your last launch. I became one of your students on the launch. Just really happy to have you here. Thank you very much for spending the time, Rym. Happy to have you here.
Happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me. And excited to be here, listen to your questions, give you the answers, and share some tidbits of value for everyone who's going to be listening.
Yeah, amazing. We're going to be on Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. So, pretty amazing. So, first of all, can I ask you, how did you end up in this space of online marketing, serving women and helping women? Because I know that you come from a corporate background, but maybe people might want to know a bit about how you ended up here.
Yeah, so my corporate background is actually how I got into online marketing. I worked in this, but in the corporate space. So
Okay.
I created digital marketing campaigns, helped companies grow their business online. So this is not really new to me. I just stumbled upon that throughout my career, and then worked in it for many years. I studied in marketing, got a business degree. So this hasn't really been new to me. I just kind of got in the place where I essentially went from serving companies and businesses in the corporate space to serving people, mostly women. I have one client who's a man, which is you, but usually my target audience is women. but yeah, so I essentially transferred my skills, the skills that I learned in the corporate world, into helping people, normal people, not business owners necessarily, grow their own business, start their business, grow it, and scale it. So that's how I got into the online marketing world. It started with my career.
Amazing. So, born in Canada, right?
If I was born in Canada?
Yeah, you're born in Canada.
No, actually.
No.
I lived most of my life in Canada. I lived in France in the past too. So yes, I've been a little bit all around now. I live in the US, but yeah, I spent most of my life in Canada, Montreal specifically.
C'est bon. Qu'est-ce que tu as fait le week-end dernier?
J'étais à Montréal. Great French.
Un peu. In school in England, they don't take languages seriously. So all you say, je m'appelle, j'ai 12 ans. That's all. That's all it is. Okay. And your background is Moroccan? Is it Moroccan or Algerian?
Algerian, actually.
Oh, Algerian. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, see. Okay. Fantastic. Tell me, why women, in terms of serving women? Why not just serve? Why women in particular?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I do feel like at least in the corporate space, there isn't gender equality pay for starters. Yeah. So women are generally earning less than men. Okay. And to my surprise, when it comes to having a business, it's actually the same type of challenge that women are running into. So there's, I don't have the stats right in front of me, but there's less women reaching 100K in revenue in their business than men. Okay. And on top of that, I believe only 12% of women business owners actually make over six figures, over 100K a year.
Wow.
So I've always been, a feminist. I love supporting women in general. I do feel like we have a long way to go until we have more equality between men and women when it comes to pay, when it comes to earning money. So I did really feel called to support women specifically. Um, Also, I do feel like in general, there's a little bit of a different approach when it comes to business and marketing
Yeah.
between men who are coaches who are men and coaches who are women.
Yeah.
Men are a little bit more, we call that, like, they have more of the masculine energy and their
Yes.
strategy. It's
Yeah.
more rigorous. There's a lot of like the hustle culture that
Yes.
is, almost like something to be proud of, which for me doesn't make sense because, it's really the recipe for burnout. And on the other side, a lot of women don't resonate with that. They just,
Yeah.
we don't. So I do like to mix the feminine and masculine energy in the way I do my coaching, and I teach women specifically how to do their marketing, which still is inspired from the masculine energy because it's like the corporate space. It's everything I've ever learned, but at
Hmm.
the same time, prioritizing things like um, being more in alignment with the strategy, using strategies that feel good, that don't feel as aggressive, especially when it comes to sales.
Yes.
Um, Listening more to your instinct, gut feeling, all these
Yes.
things that would fall more into a feminine energy. So that's pretty much why I like to work with women. It's for, as I said, making sure that we're supporting them more in reaching their goals and giving them the equality that they deserve. But at the same time, I do don't I do have a little bit of a different positioning than to typical male coaches.
Okay, no, I definitely agree with you there. Like, and I think I was drawn to you in terms of your sort of touch, your attention to detail, and the fact that it's not just all hustle, hustle, but you serve with some fantastic content. It's absolutely fantastic, and even in your $17 courses, there's some fantastic. So, guys, go to mycoachrym.com and check out her stuff. It's really, really, really powerful, and also check out her Facebook group. There's some fantastic bits and pieces there as well. Tell me, because we were on a call last night and you mentioned something about when you feel like you're pushing through a new level and there's a resistance and there's that feeling of, I'm not going to ask for the sale, or I'm not going to approach that person that can help me, and you stop. You mentioned something that you do to help you through those moments where the mind tries to stop you. Yeah, what's that?
Yeah. So generally speaking, when we are about to make a decision or take action, an action that really feels out of our comfort zone, automatically our brain is gonna try to stop us from doing that because
Yeah,
it feels scary. It's
yeah,
fear, right? So what I believe in is obviously feeling the fear and doing it anyway. And
yeah.
sometimes it's just easier said than done.
Hmm.
So I read a book many years ago called The 5 Second Rule, which is written by Mel Robbins, an author that I have a tremendous respect for. She has had an amazing journey over the past years, going from almost losing, I believe, her home with her husband, and being real in a really bad financial situation, to turning her entire life in completely, doing a full 180. So yeah, she wrote this book about the 5 second rule, and you can look it up as well on YouTube. But basically, anytime you are about to take action, an action that doesn't feel comfortable, an action that feels scary, you're essentially just going to interrupt your brain and avoid its trying to self sabotage,
Hmm.
and let that fear take over. So essentially, you just literally go, like, you just count in your head 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and at that point, what happens is that you're just, again, interrupting your brain and you're not letting it take over. So right there, you're just going to be able to take action, and you're not even going to have a thought. Like, that fear is just going to disappear. Maybe you're going to feel it afterwards, but you're less likely to feel it because it's not, you already overcame it. So I love that. I feel like in general, I mean, entrepreneurship requires all of us to make decisions that feel uncomfortable, that are not going to be easy necessarily. There's a lot of fear, there's a lot of stepping out of our comfort zone. So
Hmm.
making sure that we don't let that stop us, because the more we let that fear take over, the less progress we make, and the less likely we are to succeed. That's just the reality. So I love this kind of 5-second rule. It's easy to implement. Uh, it's just simple. You don't need to do anything crazy, and it works. So that's my tip for that.
Yeah, I've tried it out a few times today actually in the office, and I counted to five and thought, okay, we're gonna push through and roll through with this. What else has helped? Because I know in your course you got a whole section on mindset. So what other strategies are there where you're feeling like, okay, this is my calling to grow? What other things can help push? Because especially amongst women, there may be some limiting beliefs like, hey, let me charge $60 an hour and continue to do that, high ticket, high what, I want to serve other people and I don't want to rip them off, so what other things in terms of mindset have you found have worked for you?
Yeah, multiple things, but I have to say, probably two things that worked really well for me. And everyone is different and has going to have their own tricks that work best. For me, what's really helpful is to do two things. First of all, write down my goals every single day,
Good.
right? Like, what are my goals for, the next year, the next 3 years, the next 5 years? But write them down as if they're already done, like I've
Oh, wow.
already achieved them. So instead of saying, I want to have a six-figure business, like I will have a six-figure business by X date, you're just going to say, I am running a six-figure business. I already have it. You're
Fantastic.
literally thinking about it, you're imagining it, you're visualizing it, you're feeling it as if it's already there. Even though it's not there yet, you're almost like tricking your brain into thinking it's already done. So that's worked really, really well for me. And consistency in practice is really key. Like doing that every single day will just help you literally remove that fear and be more fearless.
Okay.
And affirmations, like every single day, look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm a freaking badass. Like, I have a six-figure business and I am very successful. Just like practicing these affirmations also helps with really feeling like it's already done. But that's the biggest, for me, that has been the biggest mindset hack. And now looking back, I'm like, wow, like I've had all these affirmations in the past and I visualize myself literally living this life, and I live it now, which is really incredible. So that would be that's my biggest mindset hack.
Amazing. I am a badass entrepreneur. I am a badass entrepreneur. I, when you do that, you actually become it, right? Because it's almost as though your identity is shifting. I am badass. Speaking of badass, everyone, please go to the Facebook group Badass Babes Entrepreneur. There's lots of goodies inside there. I managed to find my way in there, and I really enjoy the resources. So, make your way there.
Thank you.
We're here today for the 28K in 20 days case study. Not just because you're obviously an awesome person, so it's not, we don't just want to, sort of kind of look at that, but it's recent, and I think the audience on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook would love to know about this glorious last 20 days.
Yes. So the last 20 days have been absolutely amazing. Yeah, we have had $28,000 cash revenue. This number actually has increased, but it's been a little bit more than 20 days. But yeah, that has been a great learning experience.
Mhm.
We essentially just had a launch, and we ran a 5-day free course. where we offered a lot of value and free trainings for a group of women, mostly women, and
Because there were a few men in there as well, right? There was me and a couple of others sort of kind of slipped through the cracks, right?
yeah. I mean, we don't discriminate. If
Okay,
you're
yeah.
not a woman and you want to join,
If,
absolutely.
if you're a man with some feminine energy, if you're a man, look at
If
my
you're
banner.
interested
It's
in
pink.
that,
It's
which is
pink.
totally
Come on,
fine.
I'm in my feminine. Comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're in touch with your feminine energy. I love it. um, so yeah, 28K in 20 days. So we had this launch. We sold our program, which is Skyrocket to Success. Skyrocket to Success is a 3-month program, coaching program with a online course portion, but also with live coaching and live support, where we essentially help everyone hit their first 10K per month. And we had almost 30 people sign up to it, and most of the people who signed up paid in full. So we had just like this big cash injection in just 20 days. All these amazing, incredible students have joined, but it has been a really successful launch, and we're just really excited about this. So yeah, it's been a great 20 days, and I probably didn't work more than 25 hours a week.
Wow.
I was also traveling during the launch, so yeah, it's been a great launch.
Yeah. Tell me, because I think often people struggle to get people to pay in full. So what was your method to get people to pay in full, and did people actually utilize it in terms of the offer that you gave to people who paid in full?
Yeah, so I mean, every single offer you have, as long as it's considered high ticket and
Of
not like
course.
a low ticket offer, you should have a payment plan just to
Yeah.
help to allow everyone to be able to join if they can't pay in full.
Yeah.
However, we found something that works really well is to have a bonus for paying in full.
Yeah.
So if you sell a program, mentorship, done for you service, whatever it is, you're going to have your full price, and then you're going to have a payment plan, and you can also add 10% to your payment plan, overall, like over the entire price, in order to give them an additional incentive to pay in full.
Yeah.
But what worked really well this time is that we gave a bonus, which was 10 days of Voxer access with me. And in this program, I don't provide any one-on-one support. I provide one-on-one support in my mastermind, but not this program specifically.
Makes sense.
So when we offered like 10 days of Voxer with Rym, where you can ask me literally any questions, and I'm going to be on it, I'm going to be like answering them and helping you. This was such a big selling point. And this was the first time we tested it. And I think out of the 30 people, probably like 20 something paid in full.
No way. Really?
Yeah. It's usually we have more people on payment plans than pay in full. So this has been incredible. I highly recommend, if you want to have just boost your cash flow and avoid having more people on payment plans, because the reality is that some people will stop paying during a payment plan. And
Yeah.
when you think of the work that has been done to help them initially, you're almost essentially just breaking even. But pay in full just allows for that more positive cash flow, and just easier way to just manage clients and such.
Cash is queen.
100%. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's a business. We have expenses. We have a team to pay. I mean, at this point, at least I'm not a solopreneur anymore. So when we start scaling, this is a very different challenge, where we have obviously bills to pay, expenses, and such. But as as we grow our business, it's essential that we find ways to increase the cash flow to keep the business not only afloat, but help it thrive.
Yes, makes sense. Thrive, not just survive, as Tony Robbins says. Tell me, I'm very curious, in terms of the Voxer offer, did people generally make use of it? Was it a burden on your time, like having like 20 different people on Voxer? Like, did you feel like, hang on a minute, how did you manage that? Curious.
Yeah, so not everyone has started their
Okay.
Voxer, so I think that helped because I did not expect that many people. So yes, I got in a situation. I was like, wow, so many people like are in my Voxer. So some haven't started, which is good because I can give more attention to a smaller group of people, and then the next ones just start a little bit later. Some probably just forgot, but I'll make sure to remind them so they can take advantage of those 10 days. But yeah, I mean, anything we do in terms of coaching or supporting our clients, even if you're not a coach, you should set some boundaries,
Of
right?
course.
You can come in and be and say, hey, yeah, you can message me and call me any time of the day, any time of the night, weekends. No, you can't do that. You will literally burn out. And this is what happened to a lot of people I personally know. So anything we do, we should set boundaries. So that means Monday to Friday, X time to X time. These are the office hours. Don't make any exceptions. It's business for me, my niche. It's nothing's really truly urgent, right? I'm not at the hospital saving lives. It's a
Yeah.
very different niche. So things can wait. They should wait, but at the same time, I'm protecting my energy, and everyone should, right? Again, talking about the hustle mentality and all that. This is not healthy on the longer term. So whatever you do, my biggest tip is set some boundaries, set some guardrails, and essentially just make sure that you're respecting them and that you're also communicating that with your clients so that they can respect those boundaries too.
No, makes perfect sense. You have a gun to your head. You have 24 hours to get a client. You've not got your list. Because I know sometimes you say, oh, I'll just send the emails to my list. You've not got your list, but you've got an offer. Tell me in 24 hours with an offer that's converting, how do you find the client? You just got Facebook. What do you do? 24 hours to save your
Yeah.
life.
Okay, so what you should do is, first of all, go to a social media platform where your ideal client is. So if your ideal client is on Instagram, go for it. If it's on they're on Facebook, go for it. If they're on Clubhouse, go for it.
Okay.
And offer something free that is highly valuable.
Okay.
Right? So it could be a free guide, a free training, a free video, a free checklist, whatever it is, and create something that your ideal client would really need and really would love to have. So if my ideal clients, I know the dire needs they have is to get clients. So I can always say, okay, I put together a free guide where you can get clients like ASAP. Would you like to have it? And I would offer it in wherever my ideal client is. So if it's going to be in Facebook, it's going to be maybe Facebook groups where they're present. I'm just going to pitch my free valuable offer. Because it's free, people are more likely to raise their hand. I'm not saying, hey, you're going to have to pay for this, because it's too early. They don't know me. If I have nobody, if I don't have an audience, I just need to prove my value first before getting them to buy. And once they bite and they raise their hand, they say, yes, this is what I want. Please send it over. I would say just go to the DMs. Facebook has a DM section, Instagram as well. Just go to the DMs, offer the free value, and then build a report and ask them questions. Like, hey, like, enjoy your guide. Hope it helps. By the way, what type of business do you have? Or by the way, like, where, like, what stage are you at in whatever, depending on your niche. If you're in the love and relationship niche, it's going to be a little bit different. The business niche is also going to be different, etc. But you want to make sure that you start a conversation. And as you have your conversation, you want to get to know them better. You want to know what other potential challenges they have. What are they going through? What are their pain points? And then, ask them, like, where do you want to be? Like, I don't know, a year from now, 3 months from now, like, what are your goals? What are your desires? You don't have to ask it this way, but you want to get to the bottom of it. And then you could say, hey, I do have an amazing offer. that could help you get there? Would you like to know more about it?
Okay.
And at that point, you're less likely to get no's, right? Like people to say no, because you already proved your value through your free offer. You positioned yourself as an expert and you built reports through the conversation, right?
Yeah.
Like we're humans, like we crave that connection with others. We are like social people. So or type, yeah, we like to socialize, we like to build relationships through connections and meaningful conversations. So once you've done all that, you kind of have the perfect formula to start converting people, right? Like start turning them into like paying clients. So that's what I would do if I have 24 hours to get one client. And then you also want to make sure that you have enough leads. So let's say you offer your free value, like your like free piece of value. If you have one person that raises their hand, it's not going to be enough. You need maybe 10 people in order to convert one person, as long as your offer has been proven and validated.
I love this. Love the insight. And it shows that, hey, we have to replace the need to get with giving, and what we give is what we end up getting in the end, which is fantastic. Tell me what your vision is. What is your vision? Like next 10 years? Like what impact do you want to make?
Yeah. 10 years is a long time. I'm not a big I'm not a big planner. I'm a little bit of a last minute person, but that's something I need to do. So I guess my vision is not fully fleshed out, but I know that I want to make an impact and really help as many women as possible start, grow, and scale their business so that they can
Amazing.
have the financial freedom that they deserve. If I can make an impact on that percentage of women who are business owners who haven't reached 100K yet in their business a year, if I can even have an impact on that percentage and decrease it, I mean, I know I've done the work I was meant to do on Earth. So really, that's the type of impact I'm looking to create. Obviously, have as much visibility as possible, enroll as many clients as possible, and really make sure that we are creating a movement that's going to benefit all women in the world.
Fantastic. You are one of the top prolific content makers. How do you get so prolific in terms of with your courses and your emails? You're clearly someone that is not shy of giving value, right? Correct? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have an entire process for content creation and planning, but I would say the more I do it, the easier it becomes. Just like anything that you want to put your mind into doing, just taking like actually practicing, and the more like doing it more is going to help you just get better at it, and it just gets easier. Um, my biggest tip for like content creation is really understanding your ideal client. So for me, I understand my ideal clients inside out because I speak to them every day. They're my clients. They're in my Facebook group. They're my Instagram followers. I have a lot of conversations in the background in the DMs, just to get to know them better and understand really where are they at in their business? What questions do they have? What is keeping them where they are? What is keeping them stuck? Why are they not growing? I know everything because they tell me. So this acts as a fuel for content creation, because when I go and create content, I'm not just like throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing like what sticks. I'm actually going in with a proven strategy where I essentially just listen to what my clients or my ideal clients need and create content that is highly valuable that will help them get quick wins and tips on how to get unstuck and reach their goals.
Okay, fantastic. And the last question, what would 3 bits of advice be that you'd give the younger Rym? So it's an 18-year-old Rym who, hasn't hit her first 100K yet, wants to start off in business. what would be the 3 bits of advice that you'd give her in terms of stepping forward? And this might be going towards younger entrepreneurs who might not have the belief, or it's a blank slate. What advice would you give?
I think the biggest advice is stop doing stuff that you don't like or that doesn't feel good. If you are starting a business and something feels off, it's because something is off, right?
Wow.
It's not that, because I feel like there's situations where you're acting out of your comfort zone, but you know it's the right thing to do. And then some other times it just doesn't feel right because it's just the wrong thing to do. So if I were to talk to my younger self, I would say, hey, whatever doesn't light you up, just stop doing it because it's not right for you. And the stuff that you're thinking about that could potentially light you up, don't wait, just chase it and go for it. I think that's the biggest piece of advice I would give to my younger self. And obviously to anyone out there who is thinking of something and like a business idea, who potentially is looking to take their business in a different direction and it feels right, but something's holding them back, maybe their fear or something else. And if there's something that feels wrong and they know like maybe their 9 to 5 is not it, maybe, they know they're meant for so much more, just go do it, chase it. Like everything is going to fall into place at the end. So that would be the biggest piece of advice I have.
Fantastic. Who needs 3 bits of advice when you can have one that is probably the most important, right? Heart and mind coordination.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really important. So, Rym, I really want to say thank you for your time. What's the best way for people to get in touch, maybe to join your tribe? What's the best thing for them to do?
Yeah, I mean, you can follow me on Instagram. This is probably going to be the easiest thing. So my Instagram is @mycoachrym. And over there, you can find the link to my Facebook group, to my website. Everything is in my bio. So that's probably going to be the easiest way to find me. And other than that, you can just check out my website. So www.mycoachrym.com. Or you can just simply go to my Facebook group, which is called the Badass Babes Entrepreneurs. Just hit that join button and you can join the community this way.
Merci beaucoup. C'était super. Bonne chance. Really, really enjoyed this half an hour. Actually, 32 minutes. It's been very insightful and, different time zones. I know it's like towards 10 a.m. in the morning, getting to 10 a.m. in the morning, so you might not have had breakfast yet. So the sacrifices you make to add value, is really fantastic.
Thank you for having me. Yes, I will go catch breakfast before my next call. And this was really nice. Thank you for inviting me, Jay. And yeah, really glad to have spent this last half an hour with you.
Thank you, and continue the fantastic work that you're doing. And I'm looking forward to more books, TED Talks, and all sorts of things. Yeah, from yourself.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.